live. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Danielle Mapes. I am the founder and head pipeline coach at the Real Estate Prescription, home of Deal a Day Pipeline. I'm here today with a special guest, Liza Graham. Liza, say hi. She's so meek and humble. Hi. Liza is in Southwest Michigan, the Coldwater area. And she is also soon to be licensed in Northern Indiana. So if you have anyone who's on the southern western side of Michigan and also looking in Indiana, Liza is your gal. So we'll tell you how to get a hold of her in the comment section as well as at the end of this live. So Liza, today we're going to be answering questions from Jeff Woods, Josh Honkin, Jessica Dudley, Heather Boyd, Letitia Parrish, and Hillary Hope, who are all new members of Data Driven. And then before we get started, I'm going to pull us up here and make sure we are live. All right. Actually, I don't see us live. Hold on a second. All right. So Liza, why don't you start us off right now by just telling us, tell us where was your business before you joined Deal a Day? And what is going on in your business now? And let me preface this. I was at a Board of Realtors event last night, and I cannot even tell you how many people made the statement to me that no one's selling houses right now. They said, oh, the market is crap. I know it's hard times, but it's hard times for everybody. Let's start here. How would you argue with that statement?
So I would disagree with that statement. A little bit about me. I started selling real estate. It will be 2 years in January. My first year, I came in and sold 20 homes. I was out there doing everything I could, busting my butt, trying to do that. This year, I said, okay, I know things are different. I know the market is changing. I need some help. I need a way to, focus my energy. And so I joined Deal a Day. It was towards the end of June. Since joining, I've closed 9 deals. I had 3 houses under contract, which I lost for different reasons, client related. Currently, I have 4 homes under contract, which 2 are my own listings. And I have 2 scheduled listing appointments for this weekend. So adding that up, I'm almost already at the number of homes I sold last year. So I'm tracking to be able to double, if not more, where I came in my first year. So although there are challenges, yes, I agree with that. It goes to show that if you buckle down, you do the right things and you know what those things are, it's really not that bad out there. Is inventory and things low? Yes, but there are also ways to deal with that and work around that. So
there is. And you know what, guys, what I'm going to do right now, just because I don't see us live on Facebook, which has never happened. It says we're live. Hopefully you're watching, but I can't see you watching. So I'm going to hit record really quick so we can grab this. All right. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So what Liza basically just said was that she has not only in the last 6 months, she's tracking to beat out last year, which was her best year in real estate. Her first year, she sold 20 homes, and she's already doing that now in this market in the last 6 months. And she's projected to double her business next year. Liza, you joined in June, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and it's now October. So we got June, July, August, September, October, right? We got 5 months. The first month, you probably spent your time mostly learning. So in 4 months, you have been able to actually build a pipeline that has doubled your income for next year. Okay.
Correct.
Not only that, you put 12 under contract and you lost 3, which means you closed 9. Guys, we project that you will close 70% of what you put in your pipeline. So all this math is to say, and we're going to answer the questions for Jeff Woods, Josh Honkin, Jessica Dudley, Heather Boyd, Letitia Parrish, and Hillary Hope. But all this math to say, please stop letting people tell you that it's not possible in this market. Okay, it is possible. And that's what we're going to dig into today. So Liza, a lot of the questions we have today are about generating long-term business, building a better pipeline, and building a better pipeline, getting a first listing or buyer, gaining more clients in a non-organic salesy way. These are all questions directly from our new membership. My question to you is, how have you done what you've done?
So one of the things I struggled with most is that I kind of felt that I was all over the place. Trying a little bit of this, trying a little bit of that. And I think that's something that happens with newer agents. And so for me, it was really important again to find a program that would work, something I could follow, and getting involved with the real estate prescription again gave me exactly that. So it gave me a recipe, if you will, to follow. So these are the things that you should be doing. Take away all the other noise. Do not distract yourself with that and focus on these key principles. And in doing that, that's exactly how I was able to build my business. So setting a schedule, following it day to day. One of the biggest things is we all get off track sometimes. And so when that happens, taking that time and just shifting it so you're still doing it and not forgetting it. I think that is exactly the thing.
So what Liza's talking about is, let's say you have a Google Calendar, right?
Mhm.
And actually, let's screen share. Let's do this dang thing. Okay, so this right here, these are the time blocks that we recommend in our program. A morning routine. The goal is to enter your world as your best self. Tracking, which includes planning, to know your conversion rates and recalibrate your daily goal, right? How many conversations are you going to have today in order to hit your goal? And by the way, if you're tracking, you can know exactly how many conversations it takes per day for you to hit your income goal with precision. I want everyone to hear that again. If you're tracking, you can actually figure out how many conversations you need to have today in order to predictably hit your income goal. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know how to do that, you need to actually put in the comments section that you want to learn, because we're holding a class on November 6th and 7th called the 5 Simple Shifts to a Deal-a-Day Pipeline live. And Liza, right now, if they bought their ticket today, do you know how much it costs? $27.
That's awesome.
$27. And it costs $49 for a abbreviated version of the tracker.
Mm-hmm.
So Liza, we're going to talk about time blocking here in a second, but let's talk about tracking. What kind of impact has tracking made on your life? And what is your advice for anyone watching today that doesn't know how to track?
I would absolutely track. Absolutely track, hands down. I think it is the best piece that comes along with this program. At the end of the day, we all have conversations. And I know I was guilty of this. You have conversations, you don't think another thing about it, and you kind of go about your way. But when you're sitting down and you're tracking every single conversation you're having, one, it really helps you to realize just what you are doing. You kind of get that aha moment where it's like, okay, wow, I had all these conversations. I'm actually talking to all these people. And the other thing that it does is it allows you to have a record, if you will, to be able to go back and say, okay, this is when I talked to this person. Here's now when I need to follow up. This is what we talked about. It just really helped me to, again, streamline that whole process. I absolutely believe in tracking, and I try to do it every single day.
So Liza, when you came into this program, you did a calculation, and we take everybody who comes through our doors, whether you're a student or not, we do this calculation with you, and we figure out how many conversations you need to have in order to hit your income goal. Liza, how many conversations was that we predicted you need to have to hit your income goal?
When I first started, it was 2, but in seeing how I'm doing, I'm not going to lie, I changed that number to 4.
Okay.
With increasing my income goal.
Oh, so wait, the number changed.
Yes.
As you increased your income goal.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So right now, you have 4 conversations a day.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that right now it's proven to you that if you have those 4 conversations a day, you're going to be fine.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I want everyone to hear that, because so many of you pay thousands of dollars to get coaching and to go to programs where they tell you have to talk to 20 people a day. Liza, what do you think about that statement?
So some days you may, some days you absolutely may. But I don't think that's true at all. Again, I have a target number of conversations to have every single day. I stick to that number. Once I have that number, I am good for the day, if you will. You can continue having conversations, but I know that's my number and I hit it every single day, and that's the only number that I need.
What do you think would happen to the quality of your conversations if you aimed for 20 instead of 4?
The quality decreases.
100%. And that's one of the most important shifts in thinking that anyone watching here today needs to understand. If you're shooting for 20 a day, I promise you, you're not having quality conversations. And the gold is actually in slowing down and talking to less people, but doing it intentionally. Okay. So, Liza, anyone who doesn't have a tracker, do you think it's worth it for them to spend $76 today to go register for the upcoming live class and to spend 4 hours learning how to do this, learning how to track, and actually generating revenue so they can get into coaching, which is the important part? Because you can't do this without coaching. You can do it, but you're not going to get the same results as Liza. Do you think people should make that investment?
Absolutely. So I'm not going to lie. I've been running around the office telling everybody that they need to do this. And I did have someone who actually signed up for the class last week and did that. I went back through it myself as well. And she is so incredibly happy with the trackers. I've been helping her a little bit with how to work them, and hands down, absolutely yes.
Shout out to Amanda Case. Hey. All right. So we are teaching this class live. Every one of my students started in a virtual experience of this class that was 45 minutes. Guys, you're getting this for 4 hours. Okay. So please tune in. Let's go back to time blocking because I want to explain a really important concept that Liza outlined. It's really about knowing what your daily checklist is, what those time blocks look like. What is the goal of each of those time blocks? And that's what this page shows you. So the goal of your morning routine is to enter the world as your best self. The goal of tracking is to know exactly what you need to do today in order to hit your goal. Okay. And Liza, how has your life changed knowing that all you have to have is 4 conversations, that you can hit an increased GCI goal for yourself if you hit those 4. And when you're done for the day. Let's talk about what happens when you clock out. How is that different for you now?
So this is something I struggled with a lot. I felt like I had to take every phone call that came in. I had to take every showing. I had to do whatever, whenever. And I really struggled with that. I struggled with having some kind of balance and routine. And so this was really important for me. And in the beginning, that time blocking is still a little crazy, and it was a little stressful for me until I was able to iron out exactly what that looked like. But I will tell you now, I know what my schedule is. I stick to it. I have white space, we call it, or empty time, where I can funnel in, appointments with clients, extracurricular things that I want to do. I have times where my family time is now set in stone, and I don't have to worry about, when I'm going to be able to do those things. So now when I am home and I am able to be mom, right? Instead of mom, realtor, housekeeper, all those things thrown into one. I get to be mom and be there.
Girl, you literally gave me goosebumps right now. You gave me chills because really, let's think about it, guys. Is there anything more important? There isn't. Is there anything more important than showing up and being fully present in your life's mission, your personal priorities, your kids, your family, your spouse, your marriage, your parents, right? There's nothing more important. And most people get into real estate for freedom. And the sad part is they're not free. So especially in this market. So guys, if any of this resonates with you, I highly recommend that you block off the dates of November 6th and 7th. We're going to put the link down below. Please register and do yourself and your family a favor because Liza has achieved that freedom and she did it in 4 months. Okay. So please come on in, increase your money, your time, and your joy. So let's go back to the time blocking here. The purpose of lead generation is to hit your daily number of conversations. The purpose of lead follow-up is to nurture, requalify, and serve your pipeline. Like close the loop on anything you promised people you would do. And that's follow-up, guys. Follow-up is delivery on your promise. That's what it is. Serve people. Now you can't serve everyone. So if you look at this, guys, there's the sea of people, okay? and then you have intentional conversations with them. It reveals to you triggers, timelines, and problems to solve. Those are the people you're going to focus on serving. You're going to love everybody, but you're going to focus on serving and following through on your promises to people that have triggers for a move, timelines for a move, and problems to solve in your community. Okay. And then that yields your pipeline, the triggers and the timelines. And this is where follow-up kicks in. So let's go back over to service. The purpose of your service time block is to clear your inboxes. Okay. Your voicemail, your text message, your emails, clear everything out. Take action on what needs your attention. And we recommend that you do that 3 times a day. So we're going to show you what a sample calendar looks like. Okay. Please notice that first you put on your personal priorities like Liza's talking about. Okay. You sandwich your day and you put hard limits on your work. Number 2, your growth activities. That's your lead generation, hitting your daily number of conversations, delivering on what you promised those people who have triggers, timelines, and problems to solve. And then you've got service. You've got these 3 time blocks throughout the day where you're going in, you're clearing out your inbox, you're seeing who needs things from you, and you're closing that loop. And then you've got stabilization. Stabilization, the purpose of that is that when you grow your business, you will create chaos. You will create chaos, and you need systems. You need good business practices so that you can kind of braid the growth and the stabilization together for a comprehensive business, and it doesn't spin out of control. Okay. And then white space. White space is incredibly important, Liza. So talk to me about how white space, like how critical is it to your calendar?
So this is something that took me a little bit to figure out. So I am that person who tries to jam as much as possible into my day. So what I was finding is that I had all of my time blocks back to back. And so if I would run over, all of a sudden my entire day was running behind and I would be overwhelmed. I'd get frustrated trying to figure out how to get back on schedule. And so it's really important, one, for your own mental health, I'm going to say, that you do have those white spaces in there. You know, get up from the computer, go and get a cup of coffee, take a short little walk. Those things are really important. It also allows you that flexibility if, let's say, you are having one of your 3 conversations and it runs over a little bit, right? You're not automatically now feeling like you're behind. The last thing that it does is it gives you the room for anything that might pop up. So if you do get a client who reaches out and says, you know, hey, I saw this house, I really want to go and see it. Well, you have room to be able to get them in there. Or something happens with a kiddo or whatever the scenario may be, you have flexibility, and we have to have flexibility within our schedules.
100%. And that's where most people get their calendar wrong, is they actually don't have any flexibility. They have no white space. Yeah. So they can't move anything. So guys, if your client calls you and says, hey, you know, I want to list my house with you. I can only meet with you Friday morning at 9 o'clock. Guess what? You now have the ability to move your lead generation either to the day before or to the afternoon, or move it to next week. And as long as you get there and do it, you're okay. You still hit your number. So it's really, really important. I like to equate white space. White space to your calendar is like oxygen to a fire. You can't start a fire without one. Okay. So you got to give yourself breathing room. All right. So my next question would be about the pipeline itself. Okay. So I don't know if I've got an image for this really quick. And this is pretty much our last question. So Letitia Parrish, getting my first listing or a buyer. Letitia, go out and talk to people. Understand the triggers for a move. Understand what causes people to move, and talk to people about their life. And if you want to learn more, I highly encourage you to register for the upcoming class on November 6th and 7th. Solid and predictable pipeline, so I don't need other work. That was Josh Hunkin. Jessica Dudley, generating long-term business. Hillary Hope, gaining more clients in a non-organic salesy way. So there's 2 questions left for today that cover all of those. Liza, talk to me about a pipeline and about long-term success. What advice would you give these folks?
So I think first, especially for people if they're just getting into the business. So I am the kind of person, I want it all, and I want it all now. And that's not realistic. So I think you have to be able to give yourself a little bit of grace. I think you really need to find someone. Again, for me, it was the real estate prescription, but I think you need to find someone or a program that allows you to really sit down and dive in, because without that understanding of how to build the pipeline, how to, track all of your conversations, how to follow up with them, how to listen to those triggers and timeline pieces, it's a lot harder to do that. So for me, that's been, again, one of the biggest pieces is learning how to listen, and not only learning how to listen, because one of the things that we've realized is it's not just about, a person saying, oh, hey, I need a realtor, but it's about being there all the time. So when that moment happens, when they decide I need a realtor, it's, oh, my friend Liza or my friend Danielle, because you've been there that whole time. You captured those leads, you followed up, and you did it in a way too that you were not just a realtor, you're a person. I think that's the biggest difference and that's something I struggled with. You kind of get that like, oh, they're not going to want to talk to me. I'm a realtor. Like, this is just uncomfortable. This is weird. But the reality of it is it shouldn't be. And so again, having real conversations with people, being there when they need you. Someone mentioned something about lawn service. Well, hey, I know a guy. Those types of things. And I think by continuing to do that, you're going to, one, continue to grow your pipeline. And by continuing to be there and have those conversations and genuinely care about people, you're going to continue to be there. So when they do need you, you're the first person that they think about. So continuing to build that long-term pipeline.
So what I'm hearing you say is you talk to people, you have 4 conversations a day, and they're intentional, they're meaningful, they're authentic, they're heart connections, right?
Yeah.
And you're listening, not just for the timeline and the trigger for their next move, but you're actually listening to what's going on in their life and the things you can help them with, the problems you can solve, the dreams you can help them realize. You're connecting them with other people in the community, and you're making yourself the center of that connection so that you serve everybody, the vendor and the person, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then you're tracking daily, you're tracking those upcoming real estate transactions. And one thing I want everyone to understand about Liza is Liza doesn't necessarily sell to her sphere. She doesn't necessarily do that. What she does is she meets people, she learns about people, and she becomes their friend. She serves them. So she brings new people into her sphere instead of marketing to her old relationships. And by default, her old relationships are going to see her success with new people, and now they're coming to her, right? So I think it's really important for everyone to understand this is a long play, but it pays out immediately. Okay. So number 1, talk to people. Number 2, listen really well. Number 3, serve everybody and serve them in advance.
Our job is to serve.
Yes. And serve them as a homeowner. Serve them as a tenant, serve them as a community member, get in front of that emotional moment where they decide, boom, I'm ready to think about buying and selling. Now you're already cemented. You already have that relationship. Liza, if people want to send you business, and please forgive the screen, guys, this is Liza's pipeline, but I got her state wrong. She's in Southwest Michigan, and Northern Indiana is coming up soon, okay? Not Illinois. Liza, if people want to send you business and refer clients to you, especially there's a lot of people here that are in the Ann Arbor area, and they don't want to drive out to Coldwater. So how can they get a hold of you if they have a deal for you?
Call, text, email, whatever works best. I don't know if you are going to pop up some information or how that works, but you can reach out to me, liza.southernmarsh@gmail.com. Call my cell, 207-992-8135. Shoot me a text, whatever's best for you. Voxer, if you have Voxer. Whatever works best for you. I'm on Facebook. I'm here to help however I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liza. As a reminder, guys, if you want into that class on November 6th and 7th, 5 simple shifts for a deal a day pipeline live. It is currently $27, $49 for the upgrade, which is the tracker. And then on top of it, okay, do it today. Okay, do it today, because tomorrow the price actually goes up. Tomorrow it's half off instead of this huge $72 discount. So do it today. Liza, I want to make sure you're in Data-Driven Real Estate Agents Models for Success. That's where this is going to be posted. Go ahead and plug in whatever information you want people to have. And Liza, you've been an amazing student to work with. Thank you. Thank you for taking these concepts and ideas and putting them into practice. It's been amazing watching you grow.
And thank you. Again, without it, I don't think I would be seeing the success that I am. And it's clearly evident, like I said earlier, you know, other agents in my office are saying, what are you doing? How is this happening? And looking to try to jump on the boat, if you will. So thank you also.
Yeah, you know where to send them. Send them over to me. We'll get them into the class, and at least they can get that head start. Guys, please, please start thinking about hiring the right coach instead of leaning on your broker. If you lean on your broker right now, brokerages are having a hard time paying rent, guys. The market is really, really hard right now. Okay. Your broker does not have the bandwidth to save your business. Okay. They want to, but they don't have the bandwidth to save your business. Start thinking about investing in coaching so that you can protect yourself in this shifting market. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Liza. All right, we'll see y'all soon. And